can too, and you can manage your risk better too. The only downside is, of course, people who are unsophisticated, who don't know, they usually lose their shirt, or they go with the wrong broker or the wrong setup, and you know, that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. Okay. Another quick note as far as why I do what I do is because another thing too is there's no reason that you need to get your face ripped off of these markets either. As I've been doing this video, the market is accelerating to the downside. This is what we call an ADD day, an all-day down day. It's going to be down all day, and I don't think it's going to recover. Not today, not this time. They prove it. Right now you're looking at a 4-hour chart. You can see we're getting close to this trend line support. This right here is 10,336. This gray area right here, that's where the market wants to go. It wants to bounce off and test that support. It could even crash through it, but it looks like it just wants to test it and then consolidate and rally from that point. And that's the 4-hour chart. Well, now let's look at a weekly chart. On a weekly chart, here's your trend line now, and you see we're trading below that trend line, and the target is 95.06. That's where the trend line support is. That's where the market is trying to head up. Mad crazy resistance at the 11,000 area, and we ain't seen that 11,000 area since April the 19th of this year. So hey, what can I tell you? April was the last time we was there. All right, and we ain't looked back since. All right, that's your weekly chart. This is the mini Dow futures, by the way. Let's see, look at the daily chart. On your daily chart, as you can see, trendline support is here. So you know we're getting back down to 10,000. That's where it wants to go. Next support is at 10,286. That's where the market is looking like it want to go. Look at your 1-hour chart. If you take a look at the 1-hour chart, you see we are nicely below the trend line support here. That's a bearish market. One of the systems I created, one of my world famous internet systems anyway, is called the 2-bar Charlie system. You do a Google search on 2-bar Charlie and you should see the stuff I did in the past on that. Basically what the 2-bar Charlie is, it's trading off of two different time frames, daily and 60-minute. So here's your 1 hour, which is your 60-minute, and then here's back on the daily chart. As you can see on the daily chart, we are still above the trend line support. On the intraday chart, which is the 1-hour chart, we are below the trend line support. So when you see a situation like that, the first thing you do is look for the longer term trend, which is the daily, and it's showing that the market is still somewhat actually bullish, right? But on the intraday, it's bearish, right? So if you go back here to the daily chart, 2-bar Charlie says, what are we doing? We're building a support from which a base to try to build a rally from. One last hoorah, right? So what you do today, if you just turn on your computer right now and said, where's the money? Where can I make some money today? You look at the daily and see, okay, it's bullish, but it's pulled back and trying to find support. You go over here to your hour, and now you're saying, okay, I got 2 bars of work. I got a daily and a 60, and you can see right now it's testing the overnight support. Overnight support right now is at 10,394, and we're right now at 10,395 after hitting 10,391. So it just kind of like nicked that support. So the question now is going to be, is the market getting ready to bounce from this support? And the answer will probably be yes. The first sign of bounce that you're going to be looking for now on the 60-minute chart is back up to 10,438. All right, that's what you're looking for. All right, if we can get back up to 10,438, then there's a high probability that the market's going to go to the next resistance level of 10,476, and then the 10,501, and then back up to the 10,528 level. So we will see the 10,528 level, or at least attempt to get at least halfway there sometime later on today. Because the market's accelerating in the morning, that's telling us that we're probably going to get a bounce on the afternoon between 2:30 and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would expect some sort of a very strong rally. So look for the PPT, the plunge protection team, to step in here sometime today and deal with this situation. If you look at the 15-minute chart, you can see we've been kind of like building off this base. All right. It looks like the market's accelerating, but technically speaking, it's just bouncing, it's just playing around with its support. Again, we got a low of 10,391, and right now we're not super hyper bearish, believe it or not. It's building a base now. Could we do this and then crack lower? Of course we could. But I would watch these areas that I was telling you about, okay? And intraday play could be possible here. In the Dow, I would look if we can get, let this candle finish, see what happens with this candle first, and then you're probably going to see the Dow be in play at 10,411. You see that, it's probably going to boogie from there. But let this candle finish first. All right, that's all I got to say on that. As far as the intraday stuff, I could say a lot more on the 2-bar Charlie, but I'll save that for a whole nother video. In the meantime, be encouraged, take what you can, and give nothing back.